Imagine a scenario where a man can publicly humiliate his wife, force her to drink a concoction that could potentially harm her. And all of this is sanctioned by religious law. This is not a dystopian fiction. It is a real ritual described in the Bible, known as the Sotah. This ancient Hebrew practice, found in the book of Numbers, is a haunting example of the profound asymmetry in gender roles and the deep-seated patriarchy embedded in biblical times. The Sotah ritual, while troubling, provides a window into the historical and cultural context of ancient Israel, raising questions about the nature of justice, gender, and religion. The Sotah ritual is detailed in Numbers chapter 5, verses 11 to 31. It is invoked when a husband suspects his wife of adultery, but has no concrete evidence. In this scenario, the husband brings his wife to the priest, who then conducts a series of rituals to determine her guilt or innocence. The woman is made to undergo a trial by ordeal, which involves a complex and symbolic process. The ritual begins with the woman being made to stand before the priest, who then uncovers her head, a public act of humiliation. The priest then prepares a concoction of holy water mixed with dust from the tabernacle floor, which the woman must drink. This mixture is referred to as the bitter water that brings a curse. Numbers chapter 5, verses 18. The woman is then required to take an oath, invoking a curse upon herself if she is guilty of adultery. If she is innocent, the water will have no effect. If she is guilty, the water will cause her to suffer physical symptoms, such as a swollen belly and a sagging thigh, which are often interpreted as signs of a miscarriage or infertility. The Sotah ritual is not just a legal procedure. It is a vivid male fantasy of testing and exposing sexual defilement in a woman. The ritual is deeply rooted in the biblical world, where the sanctity of marriage and the fidelity of the wife are paramount. The husband's suspicion alone is enough to initiate the ritual, and the woman has no recourse or defense. This asymmetry is stark and troubling, reflecting the patriarchal norms of the time. The ritual is designed to restore the husband's honor and to punish the woman if she is found guilty. However, the ritual does not address the possibility of the husband's infidelity, nor does it provide any protection or support for the woman. The Sotah ritual is not unique to the Bible. Parallels can be found in other ancient legal codes, such as the Code of Hammurabi, which also includes trials by ordeal. In the Code of Hammurabi, a woman accused of adultery is required to jump into a river to prove her innocence. If she sinks, she is guilty and punished. If she floats, she is innocent. These rituals reflect a common theme in ancient legal systems: the use of supernatural or divine intervention to determine guilt or innocence. The Sotah ritual, with its emphasis on the divine role in the ordeal, is a clear example of this theme. The ritual's components are rich in symbolism. The use of barley flour in the woman's offering, rather than the more common semolina flour, is a sign of her humility and the gravity of the situation. The mixing of holy water with dust from the tabernacle floor symbolizes the blending of the sacred and the profane, the pure and the impure. The uncloaking of the woman's head is a public act of shaming, stripping her of her dignity and privacy. The oath she must take is a solemn vow, invoking the wrath of God if she is guilty. The physical symptoms that are said to occur if she is guilty are often interpreted as divine punishment, reinforcing the idea that the ritual is a form of divine judgment. The Sotah ritual has been the subject of extensive scholarly debate. Some apologetic approaches have attempted to justify the ritual by emphasizing its symbolic nature, or by arguing that it was not widely practiced. However, these approaches are often seen as questionable, as they tend to downplay the ritual's harsh and unequal nature. The ritual's focus on the woman's guilt and the lack of a similar procedure for the husband highlight the deep-seated gender inequality in ancient Israel. The ritual is a stark reminder of the ways in which women were often treated as property, their worth and honor tied to their sexual fidelity. The Sotah ritual also raises broader questions about the nature of justice and the role of religion in society. The ritual is a form of trial by ordeal, a practice that is now widely considered to be unjust and unreliable. The idea that a supernatural or divine intervention can determine guilt or innocence is a concept that is difficult to reconcile with modern notions of justice. The ritual's reliance on divine intervention and the public shaming of the woman reflect a society where justice was often intertwined with religious and cultural norms. The Sotah ritual is a vivid example of how religious beliefs and practices can shape and reinforce social hierarchies and power dynamics. In recent scholarship, the Sotah ritual has been the subject of voluminous discussion and debate, particularly concerning the status of women in ancient Israel. Feminist scholars have critiqued the ritual for its patriarchal and oppressive nature, arguing that it is a clear example of how women were marginalized and dehumanized in ancient societies. Some have also noted the ritual's parallels with modern forms of gender-based violence, and the ways in which women's bodies and sexuality are often used as sites of control and punishment. The Sotah ritual is not just a historical curiosity. It has had a lasting impact on Jewish law and tradition. The ritual is the basis for an entire tractate of the Talmud, Sotah, which provides extensive commentary and interpretation of the biblical text. The Talmudic discussions of the Sotah ritual reflect the ongoing debates and interpretations of the ritual within Jewish legal and religious traditions. The ritual's inclusion in the Talmud highlights its significance and the ongoing relevance of the text to Jewish life and thought. In the context of the broader biblical narrative, the Sotah ritual is a powerful statement about the nature of marital relations and the role of women in ancient Israel. The ritual is a vivid male fantasy of control and dominance, reflecting a world where women's worth and honor are defined by their sexual fidelity. The ritual is a stark reminder of the ways in which gender roles and power dynamics have evolved over time, and it raises important questions about the nature of justice, equality, and human dignity. The Sotah ritual is a troubling and fascinating glimpse into the past, a ritual that challenges our modern sensibilities and forces us to confront the deep-seated inequalities and injustices that have shaped human history. While the ritual may seem archaic and barbaric to modern readers, it is a powerful reminder of the complex and often painful journey of human civilization. The Sotah ritual is a testament to the enduring power of religious beliefs and practices, and it serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for justice and equality in our world. In conclusion, the Sotah ritual is a shocking and vivid example of the deep-seated gender inequality and patriarchy in ancient Israel. While it may seem like a relic of the past, it continues to raise important questions about the nature of justice, gender, and religion. The ritual's legacy is a sobering reminder of the ongoing need for vigilance and reform in our quest for a more just and equitable world.